Boom! What's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. We are live here for the final trading hour of the day. What's up, everybody? Big green day in the overall markets. We got above the major. We are into the major resistance levels that we were talking about on our live stream yesterday. So big move higher today on the back of some data. Actually, big move higher today on the back of some data. We're going to talk about why the markets are up so big. Is the crash over? Okay, we're going to take a quick update on some of the stocks that we added to our long-term portfolio on Friday of last week. We're going to do a quick kind of update there on how some of those stocks are doing. And I'll go over just a couple of them. I'm not going to give you guys the full list because I did buy a lot of stuff on Friday. But we will go over some of the things that I did purchase because they're actually performing extremely well just over these last couple of days. But markets are up big. We got to talk about why. Like, everyone wants to know why. Wait, what happened to the recession? What happened to inflation? Why the market's rallying? Well, we're going to talk about it. I'm going to cover it. I went over it last night on the live stream. If you guys caught that, we're going to kind of reiterate and go over what economic data we got today that falls right in line with what I told you yesterday. I told you the markets gave me a signal yesterday. All right. So we will recap what that signal yesterday was. And I'll explain to you what data came out today that moved the markets higher. We also have a couple of stocks that we are currently watching for potential trades going into the close. We also have a swing trade position that I have open that we already took profits off not once but twice for very solid gains. But I'm still in a piece. I'm going to hold that over the weekend. So I'm going to tell you guys what that swing trade is. And again, I am holding it over the weekend into next week. All right, so we're going to go over all that. Who the hell am I, though? Why should you care about any of the things I'm talking about? What's up, guys? My name is Michael Everett, and I've been trading and investing for over 15 years. I began my career working at a fund in New York City. It was my first job out of college. Then 2008 happened, and that was the Great Recession, stock market crash, but also the same year I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. 15 years later, I'm the head trader and co-founder at True Trading Group, the fastest growing and highest rated online premium educational platform available today. And since 2016, my team of 8 other professional trading mods and myself have helped thousands of members from all over the world, from all walks of life, achieve their goals. If you guys are ready to learn, trade, and pump for real, you've come to the right place. Take a minute, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, make sure you guys never miss out on any of these lives, and share this on your own social media. Let's reach out, let's educate, let's empower as many retail traders as we possibly can. All right, guys. A lot of people out there, you know, it's funny how quickly market sentiment can change, right? Last week, everybody was officially crapping their pants. They were scared of the stock market crash. They were scared of inflation. They were scared of a recession. Yet all the while, we continue to pull money out of the markets here in True Trading Group. I tell you guys that this market is overflowing with opportunities, and day in and day out, we identify those opportunities. We're capitalizing on this volatility, and then we're getting some amazing deals on fantastic companies in our long-term portfolio like we did on Friday. I'm astonished about the move that we have seen in the stocks that we bought on Friday in the long-term portfolio. I'm astonished at the move that some of these stocks have made already. And we're only, just 1 week after those purchases. It's just absolutely insane. So we're going to go over some of that, and I'll give you guys a couple of the stocks that we bought. But I bought like 20 stocks or so, something like that. Every single one of them is up significantly from the entry price. Obviously, the markets have moved significantly higher since Friday till this Friday. But I'll kind of give you guys kind of my thoughts on where I see, this market going over the next couple of weeks. So, and in the meantime, we'll be able to go over what's going on in the overall markets, right? So there's never been a better time to get involved in the markets, guys. I mean, flat out, plain and simple. If you've been sitting on the sideline this entire time, I'm telling you, in my opinion, very plain and simple, I think you're wrong, and I think that you're missing out on a tremendous opportunity. I do believe that come December, the markets are significantly higher than where they are June and July. I believe the market is going to bottom in June and July. And I got a lot of signals in this market over the last 2 days. Okay, not today, Thursday, and well, obviously today you get this huge move higher in the market. And there was another kind of smaller piece of economic data we got today that backs up my thesis over the last couple of days. So I told you on Wednesday that the markets gave me a signal. I told you on Thursday the markets gave me another signal. And now today you get a piece of economic data that backs up and supports what those two signals were. So we're in a really interesting moment here in the markets. Okay. As I've been looking around, okay, and I've been looking around at commodity prices, and commodity prices have gotten absolutely crushed in the month of June. Oil, right? Like, I'll just pull up USO. Okay. You can see, USO down huge here. Bottom right of my screen is the daily chart. USO down big, right? Natural gas, right? Natural gas down big. Okay. Wheat prices are down big. Auto sales are down big. Copper is down big. I mean, these are all the same commodity prices and the same commodities that were absolutely exploding this year that added to inflation. Now that I'm seeing all of these commodity prices come down, because the Fed can't control commodity prices. The Fed can raise rates so they're blue in the face. That's not going to bring commodity prices down. Okay. But commodity prices really factor into inflation in a big way. The Fed can control demand for housing, demand for cars, demand for loans. Like, the Fed can control demand. They can't control supply. And commodity is really a supply issue. Commodities, right? So the Fed raising interest rates, you already see mortgage rates went all the way up to 6%, right? So you've already seen a slowdown in housing demand. The used car market has already cratered. You saw a huge decline in auto sales prices. So that area of inflation has already started to come down. The piece that had not come down yet was energy costs, right? Food prices, because all these things, wheat prices went to all-time highs. Oil prices, natural gas prices went to levels we haven't seen in decades, right? So, like, these are a lot of the reasons why you have had really, really high and really sticky inflation. Now you're beginning to see those commodity prices sell off. I think it's extremely possible that your June CPI inflation number, which you'll get in the beginning of July, I think it's entirely possible that you're going to see that number come in under the expectation. And if I'm correct in the June inflation number coming in under the expectation, you are going to get a inflation has peaked rally in the market. Just like you got an inflation has peaked rally in the market in May. Now, don't forget, okay, and I'll just pull up the SPY. Where are we at? Don't forget that in May, okay, and again, we're bottom right of my screen on the daily chart. Don't forget, in May, we had a real nice rally, the end of May. Does anybody remember why that rally took place? Guys, we rallied the end of May because people thought inflation peaked. Everybody thought the 8.5 number from April, that was the peak. Then the May CPI numbers came out in the beginning of June, and it was 8.6, which made everybody realize inflation had not peaked. Then the stock market completely crashed in June, right? That was an absolute tank from 415 all the way to 360. Huge move to the downside. What did we do when the markets broke through those lows? We added in our long-term portfolios. Glad we did, because of the rally that we're getting in the markets. I'm telling you guys this now. If you get a June CPI number that comes in, let's say 8.2, this market's going to move higher. The market's going to move higher if you get an 8.2 number. I think you're going to, and I do believe that's going to be the case. And I think I can't sit here and see all these commodity prices get crushed in June. And how could the inflation number in June be higher than it was in May? None of your commodity prices are higher in June than they were in May. They're all significantly lower. Okay. Another month of higher mortgage rates to slow housing demand. You're already seeing mortgage companies with tremendous amounts of layoffs. Wells Fargo laid off people in their mortgage department. JP Morgan laid off people in their mortgage department. Redfin laid off people for mortgages. I think Rocket, all these companies, all these real estate companies are laying off people because they're seeing a huge slowdown in the real estate market. Okay. So you're already seeing that slowdown in those areas of the market. Okay. Now that you got inflation, you got commodity prices start to come down, folks. I think that sets the stage for a lower than expected inflation reading for June. And then what happens is, what happens at that point? People say, oh, inflation's peaked. Inflation's peaked. That will bring buyers into the market, because then all of a sudden, if inflation has peaked, then all of a sudden the possibility of the soft landing begins to increase. The possibility of the recession actually starts to go down. The markets crashed in June because people realized that when inflation didn't peak, the chance of the recession went up and the chance of a soft landing went down. Markets went down. Now, once you get June, oh, wow, inflation peaked in June. Now chances of recession go down, chances of soft landing go up. Not to say that it becomes the likely scenario, but the chances continue. Okay? The chances continue. All right? Getting new highs there on REV. Rev, guys, with a new high. Keep eyes on that Rev. That actually has my attention here as we go into power hour. That's a real nice volume increase on Rev. It's a real nice volume increase on Rev. You're gonna have a lot of resistance on Rev over $9. If anybody's long Rev, if you get to $9, you got to be taking profits off up there at $9. Once you get to $9, like $9.40, that's going to be a heavy level of resistance. So, folks, I know some of the stuff that I just said. It might seem like a very bold prediction, right? It might seem like a very bold prediction that I'm making when we're talking about the overall markets. I know there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh no, recession, depression, inflation's out of control, Fed's going to be raising rates, quantitative tightening. But you know what? You can call it a bold prediction, and it is a bold prediction. It is. I've been very vocal the entire year of 2022, what I thought this market was going to do. And I told you guys at the end of last year, I told you that I was selling out my long-term portfolio. If you follow my live streams for a while, you guys are all well on that. My teaching fan, you guys followed me along with that. Congrats, all those that did. And we took profit on our long-term portfolio at the end of last year. For this exact moment, we anticipated the stock market crash. We added in our long-term portfolio on Friday, a whole long basket of stocks. And yes, I'm making a very bold prediction that I believe June CPI numbers are going to come in under the expectation. You have commodity prices have gone absolutely crushed. Oil, natural gas, commodity, wheat, all of these commodities that were ripping to unseen levels in years over the last several months that has helped fuel inflation has all come down. Real estate's already come down. Auto or has started to cool off. Okay, auto has come down significantly, and now all commodity prices coming down. That sets the stage for a lighter than expected CPI number for the month of June. You're going to get that reading in the beginning of July. Okay. And I'm telling you guys, this is what I'm telling you. If that's true, this market's going to move higher. And I actually do believe the market's bounced into the end of the year. And I think we finished December. I think the markets are higher. I'm confident. I'm pretty confident. This is why I'm doing with my own money. Okay. I'm confident that by the end of December, that we're going to be higher than where we are in June and July. And I've been very vocal that I believe that the markets were going to bottom in June and July. And that playbook is unfolding before our eyes. And a lot of the things that I've seen these last couple of days tell me that, right? I told you what happened on Tuesday. You had this huge gap down, right, on the SPY. You had this huge, on Wednesday. You had this huge gap down on Wednesday, right, after a huge move higher on Tuesday. Now, typically in a bear market setting, in a bear market environment, when you have a big move higher and the very next day a large gap down, typically you get more downside in a bear market because everyone that came piling in the day before, realizes they were wrong, realizes they were early. It feels like the rug gets pulled out from underneath them, and then markets continue to the downside. That's typically what happens when you have a bear market. But on Wednesday, that didn't happen. You had this huge gap down on Wednesday, and the markets rallied to go green. That was my first sign that the bottoming process of this market has begun. Okay, the bottoming process, in my opinion, has begun for 2022. 2023 is a different story. But for 2022, I believe the bottoming process for this market has begun. Guys, answer the poll real quick too. We just sent out a poll in chat. Make sure you guys answer the poll. It'll take you just a moment, but make sure you answer that poll for those of you that are here in chat with us. So I believe the bottoming process has begun. Okay. Then, okay, what happens today? You get a consumer sentiment number that is horrible, a horrible consumer sentiment number. But within that consumer sentiment number, what else did you see? You saw in that horrible consumer sentiment number lower than expected or lower inflation expectations from the prior reading. So now, yes, consumer sentiment is terrible, which is usually not a good thing, but the fact, and that's why the markets are higher today. So at 10 o'clock, that data came out at 10 o'clock, and I'll go full screen for you guys so you guys can see this more clearly. Okay. At 10 o'clock, that's when that reading came out. That's why the markets really pushed as high as they did today and stayed up here. And that's why we're at the highs of the day at 388 is because of that. Okay. Because inflation expectations have actually now gone down, which what else does that tell you? Well, that feeds into the exact thing that I just said to you about the signal that I'm getting from these markets when I start to take a look at some of these things. We went over this on last night's live stream. If you missed my live stream last night, go back and check it out. It's a really good, really good discussion of me talking about kind of my expectations for this market, right? So I would go back and definitely take a look at that if you guys missed it. But the fact that inflation expectations went down in the consumer sentiment reading that you got today, it's literally setting the stage for a lower than expected CPI number for June, which would indicate inflation has peaked, which would get a lot of people very excited. Not to say that means that we're out of the woods, okay? But that will bring significant buying into this market. You can see the SPY back at 408 easily. You can see us go back to the 50-day moving average, which sits around 408. You could easily see that happen if you get signs that inflation has peaked. Don't think that that's not out of the question. That's certainly well within reason. But there's a push-pull going on in this market over the next couple of weeks. The push, meaning what's pushing markets higher, it's that inflation has possibly peaked. What's going to potentially pull markets back? Q2 earnings. Once companies start reporting earnings for Q2, you're going to want to see what their guidance looks like. Do companies revise guidance lower in the anticipation of a recession? If they do, analysts will then revise earnings estimates lower. If companies change guidance, earnings estimates get reduced lower, then that's going to bring selling pressure back into the markets. That's the push-pull that we're going to be dealing with. Okay. And that's what a bottoming process looks like. You know, the bottom of this market, in my opinion, is not going to be a V. It's not just going to be, okay. I don't believe that that's how the market's going to bottom. Not like you saw in 2020, the market just bottomed and went straight back up. That's not what you're going to get this year. Okay, I think it's going to be a bottoming process where you're going to get like this big move higher and then like this pullback and then a move higher and then a pullback and then a move higher. And you're going to get that while the markets round out a nice little U type of bottom to then eventually start to climb back and move higher. So that's what I think you're going to get. And I've been extremely vocal about this all year. You know, if you follow my live streams for a while, you know all this stuff, guys. But I'm telling you now, you're sitting on the sidelines throughout this entire process because you think the world is ending. I'm telling you, in my opinion, you're dead wrong. I think you're dead wrong. Even if we do go into a recession, which I believe we do, I listen to what I'm saying to you. I believe the economy is going to go into a recession by next year, but yet I just bought a bunch of stuff in my long-term portfolio on Friday. Just because the economy goes into recession doesn't mean that all the stocks in the market just have to go down. Matter of fact, we've seen to the contrary, the exact opposite in previous recessions. You go back to 2008, 2009, which was the worst recession anyone on this live stream has ever lived through, right? The worst recession that you've ever had. And if I just went back to 2008 and 2009, right? The markets crashed in 2008, which was, going into the 2008 recession, right? The markets totally crashed, went down 38%. But then do you know what the market did in 2009? Did you know the market gained more than 20% in 2009? The economy was still in a recession in 2009. We were in the heart of the recession in 2009. Crap hit the fan in 2008. The recession was 2009. The markets went up over 20% in 2009. Right? And then what happened in 2010? Markets went higher again. And I'm telling you now, if you are just sitting through waiting for the markets to go down, I hear such ridiculous stuff out there from people. I hear so many people that are coming on YouTube and they're like, recession, forget recession. We're having a depression. This is going to be a depression. We're going to get 11% unemployment. The market's going to go to 170. The Dow is going to go back to 10,000. Morons. Literally, all they are doing, they're providing you no value, no information, no education, no analysis whatsoever. All they're doing is scaring the crap out of you. They're fear-mongering you to get you to get their view count up. Because the people that have the craziest, most outlandish expectations are the people that everyone listens to the most because it's the craziest, right? People want crazy. I'm not going to be one of those people that's going to come on here and give you a bunch of superlatives, sensationalism, scare the living crap out of you. I'm going to give you actual information, actionable information that you can take and you can use to your own benefit. I'm going to tell you exactly what I do with my own money. What my 15 years of experience and the years working at a fund in New York City, what all of that education experience is telling me. That's what I'm going to give you guys. I'm not going to give you, this is going to be the worst depression since the 1920s. Really? Unemployment's 3.6% right now. Really? No. Okay. Oh, the SPY's going to 179. Really? So the economy is going to be worse in 2023 than it was when it was shut down in 2020. We're going to go below the COVID low. Really? That's really what someone thinks? No way. The person that's saying that, there's no way they actually believe that. They don't. They're just trying to scare you to get views. I don't do that. I told you last year the market was going to crash this year, and it did. Every time the markets bounced this year, I said, don't buy that dip. We're going lower. And it did. And I'm telling you now, I started buying in my long-term portfolio. I know I'm making a bold prediction. I know it's a bold prediction. I do. This is a really good question. AY says, in prior recessions, the Fed reduced rates, quantitative easing, and markets went up. Now they probably won't do that. Still think markets can push up. It's an excellent question. It's a very good point, because how the Federal Reserve solves recessions is by quantitative easing and reducing interest rates, cutting interest rates, not raising them. Right now, the Fed is raising them. It's an excellent question, and it's an excellent point. And let me address it. Okay. Am I missing Rev right now? I am. Yeah, Rev is starting to move higher, guys. So you're getting a nice little break higher there on Rev as Rev is starting to climb higher. Watch for that to push up over 9, and then I would take profits over 9. So like I said, in previous recessions, the Fed cuts rates and they do QE, quantitative easing. Okay, that's where they increase the size of their balance sheet. Right now, they're doing rate hikes and quantitative tightening. Okay, the difference that everyone has to understand is that everyone's talking about, oh yeah, but we're going into a recession, the Fed's raising rates. Do you realize that the Fed raising rates is why we would go into a recession? That's what you have to understand. The economy is not going into a recession by itself, and the Fed is also happens to be raising interest rates. The economy was absolutely red hot, uncontrollably, unsustainably on fire coming out of the COVID lockdowns. The only reason that anyone is talking about the possibility of a recession is because the Fed is raising rates. It's a very different scenario if the economy was extremely weak and then the Fed starts raising rates because they have to. That is not what's going on. The economy was overheated hot. The Fed is raising rates purposely to slow down the economy. That's literally why they are raising rates. Because inflation is too high, because the economy is too hot, so they are purposely trying to slow down the economy. That is a very, very different thing. It's very different trying to say, a car is going 120 miles an hour. We're going to hit the brakes to try to get it to go the speed limit and try to get it to go 65. Even if the car is going 65, it's still a very well-functioning operating vehicle that can get you to where you want to be. But if you have a car that's going 20 miles an hour and then stops and starts and the engine cuts off and it looks like the engine's about to blow and the car is smoking, okay, and then you come on and you drain all the oil out of the car and then think that, and then, yeah, the car is going to, the engine's going to freaking explode. But that's not, the economy was not putting along at 20 miles an hour with a smoking engine. The economy was a Ferrari going down the highway at 150 miles an hour. All the Fed is trying to do now is be a good police officer, pull the car over and say, hey man, slow down. That's a very different scenario. That's the one thing that a lot of people are not really calculating into their analysis of where this economy is actually going. So I believe we are going to go into a recession. Don't mistake what I'm saying. I do believe we're going to have a recession. I've said that for the last several months, but I've also said I don't think it's going to be a very deep recession. I think we'll get a modest recession, a mild recession. Okay, I do believe that we're going to get one. Probably, I don't know, maybe the end of this year, maybe the beginning of next year. Okay, but I think you're going to get a mild recession. I do. But that doesn't mean the markets can't move higher. I just proved to you, 2009, the S&P was up over 20% in 2009. We were still in a deep recession in 2009. It all comes down to inflation. It all comes down to inflation. Okay. It all comes down to it. Let me do a quick check-in on what's going on here, guys. I just want to check in on a couple of Snowflake beast 150. Guys, I think we bought Snowflake at like 117. It's at 151. Yeah, I don't remember. I think my price on Snowflake was like 116 or 117, something like that. On Snowflake, it's at 151. Is that not insane? how much you guys are up on the long-term ads? Let me just go over just a couple of these. First, how many teaching members that are on here right now? How many of you added to your long-term portfolios with me on Friday? Type the number 1 if you added to your portfolios on Friday when I did. Just type the number 1. I want to just see how many of you bought something on Friday when I did. Just curious to see how many of you acted on that Friday, on those Friday buys. Yes. Look at all those number ones. Yes. 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 Excellent. Excellent. Like, take a look at what some of these stocks have done. I mean, this is nuts, right? You take a look at Snowflake at $151. We bought Snowflake at like 116, right? Datadog. We bought Datadog at like $84. It's at 106 in a week. In a week. You know, Salesforce. We bought Salesforce at like 163, 164 or something like that. It's at 185. This is nuts. You know, even Square, right? We bought Square at like $57.50. It's at $70. Splunk is at 97. We bought Splunk at like, I don't know, 88, something like that. You know, Johnson & Johnson, look at this stock. It's another one that we bought on Friday. Like Coca-Cola, another one we bought on Friday. Pfizer, AMT. Like, these are sick moves. These are sick moves. So, I mean, I'm happy as hell with the Friday ads. And I really like the way that the stocks that we added, I really like the way that they are participating and the way that they're acting. You know, I really like the way that they're acting during this move higher in the market. You know, they're all having strong moves. They're not just like lagging behind. Like, you take a look at stuff like Robinhood, garbage, right? You know, like SPE, nothing. You know, like, you take a look at some of these other stocks that are out there, some of these other stocks that a lot of people really, really, really like, you know, and you take a look at these stocks really haven't moved. You know, like Netflix really hasn't done much. Like Peloton hasn't done much. Like, you know, these stocks. Oh, Palantir actually had a nice move. That's a nice move for Palantir, actually. But like, a lot of these stocks really haven't had really nice. I did not add to Palantir. I also don't own Palantir at all. Just full disclosure. Okay. So like, I haven't, you know, so I'm happy to see the stocks that I did buy, like Snowflake, right? CRM. Like, look at that move on CRM. Right? Like Datadog. I'm happy to see those stocks like Johnson & Johnson. Look at that. Boom. I'm happy to see those stocks react that way when the markets do have this bounce, because if inflation has peaked and you get that in the beginning of July and the markets continue higher, I think these stocks are going to perform very well. I think Johnson & Johnson goes to new all-time highs, and that gives me like a 3% dividend as well. You know, this is great. So I'm really happy with this. The GDP number comes out next week. Will it confirm a recession? I don't believe so, Drew. You have to realize that the first GDP number that was negative was kind of odd. There was a lot of like trade imbalances there and military spending and everything that kind of caused a negative read and a negative GDP number. Other areas of the economy, like the consumer side of the economy, was actually not that bad on the last GDP number. So if that kind of writes itself out, I actually think you get a positive GDP number, and I don't think it confirms the recession. I don't think you get a recession until maybe the end of this year, or maybe like the beginning of next year is, I think, when the recession actually comes. So I actually do think that you get a positive GDP number for Q2. I actually do think that. Let me update you guys on my swing trade, right? I told you guys earlier that there was a swing trade that I entered today, and I shorted GameStop. Don't yell at me. Don't yell at me. All my meme traders, don't yell at me. I shorted GameStop today, and it's a beauty. All right, we shorted GameStop today, and it was a beauty. The bulk of my position is off the table already. So we shorted GameStop. We took profits off into this move down here. I took profits twice on the GameStop short. So, you know, I read this as a failed breakout over 145. which was a key level for this stock, right? This 145 was resistance for the last 3 days. For the last 3 days, GameStop could not get over 145. It got over 145 today, and I think a lot of traders got very excited that it broke over 145, but then they forgot that there's still a major level of resistance on GameStop at 150, and 150 is the previous double top from May and June, and then also it's the 200-day moving average. So once we got all the way up to 150 this morning after the 145 break, a lot of heavy selling pressure came into the name, okay? And that 145 level was unable to hold, and the stock just rolled it right back over as a lot of longs, I think, realized, oh, crap, that resistance level up there at 150 with the 200-day moving average is still very much intact. And I think a lot of long traders bailed on the trade. So we got short GameStop, and then we caught this entire move today. Okay, just a huge move to the downside. I already took profits off twice. So bulk position is off the table. Where's the safest place for profit? It's in your pocket. Okay, it's in my pocket. So that's already locked in. But I am going to carry some of this position over the weekend. Okay, I am going to carry this short over the weekend. I'd like to see the stock stay underneath 140 now. But 132 is a level of support. Okay, there is structural support on GameStop at 132, and I'll make this line a little bit bigger just so you guys can all see, those of you that are on smaller screens. Okay, 132, you can see a double bottom there today, right? You see previous support there on the 17th. Prior to that, it was resistance on the 17th, and then as I pan back even further, heavy resistance on the 15th, and then as I go back even further, heavy resistance on the 10th. Do you see how heavy resistance again on the 9th? Do you see how these levels, okay? Do you guys see how these levels, hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. So you see how these levels, this level is significant to the price action on GameStop. So we anticipated this support being there at 132. 132 was a profit target for us. I literally took profit. I covered some of my short at 132.65. That's 132.65. I covered the bulk of my position on the GameStop short, but I am still holding some because if you break underneath 132, there really isn't a lot of structure support left on GameStop. And then I think the stock just drops back down into the mid to low 120s. But that's going to take a couple of days for the stock to make that move. Not something I expected today. Not even something I necessarily expect on Monday. But I think by Wednesday, Thursday, you could see GameStop in the 120s. I'd ideally like for the stock now to stay below, like I said, make my life easy, stay below 138. But, we're short from over 140. And took profits off there, 132s. I'm in the driver's seat. I've got a lot of cushion left, and I'm going to hold the rest of this position. Okay, I'm going to hold the rest of this position. And what I'm going to look for, essentially, for those that are trying to follow my trade, what I'm looking for is this resistance, and I'll draw this line on my screen. Looking for that resistance level to hold. And I'm just looking for GameStop to do this. Bloop. That's it. Just looking for GameStop to do this. Okay. Not necessarily like in one day like that, but that's the move I'm looking for. And then you have a nice support level down here around 120, the high teens, right? You guys can see the support that you have there on GameStop from early June. And now it looks like GameStop has formed a nice little channel. So basically what I'm doing right now is I'm trading a channel, right? I'm trading a channel. All right. So you are getting a little bit of a bounce on GameStop into the close. About 15 minutes ago, we're back to 135. But like I said, I'm not surprised that we got a bounce off of 132. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens on Monday. Right. But I am carrying this. I am carrying this. Sorry, guys. just distracted a little bit here. Adam and I have been going back and forth all day, and yet again, he's basically having the male version of a period. Sorry, getting a little distracted. Sorry, guys. For those who don't know who Adam is, he's my business partner and co-founder of True Trading Group. But I digress. Let me. New highs on the SPY, guys. I'm telling you, we're going to go up and test now. 390 is your next level of resistance there on the SPY. 390 is your next level of resistance on the SPY. That's your gap fill, right? That's this gap fill. Okay, remember the huge gap down after your June, your May CPI numbers in June. You had the huge gap down. That is the gap fill. Okay, that's your gap fill. Gonna quick little check around, guys, and just see if there's any trades that I wanted to make before the close. I don't think so. I'm pretty happy with my day. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do anything else. I did have a losing trade today on a small cap. I actually started my day red. Now I'm well back into the green because of the GameStop short. So I am, pretty happy, to kind of close out the week with a nice little green day here. There's a strong push on the SPY, guys. Great volume coming in there. We're back to 388, just like that. Isn't it crazy how fast sentiment changes? Just a couple days ago, everybody was like, ah. Now, you have any idea how many times I got asked today by people on social media, people even on this YouTube channel, people in chat, Mike, did I miss the bottom? Mike, did I miss the bottom? Should I buy now? If it didn't buy Friday, should I buy now? Should I buy now? It's like a lot of people were scared to buy on Friday because they thought, oh, the market's going to go lower. Now, all of a sudden, everyone's like, should I buy now instead of buying at, substantially lower prices on Friday? It's just crazy how fast sentiment changes. It's like all it takes is a little bit of green, and all of a sudden, sentiment just turns on the drop of a dime. You want to buy the days that it feels like it's the wrong thing to do. Those are the days you want to buy, right? Like opportunities to buy in your long-term portfolio feel terrible. They feel dirty. It feels like you're doing the wrong thing, right? The opportunity is never, it's not easy, Buying on a day like today is easy because everything's going up. It's like, oh, wow, we're just going to rip higher. Buying on days when everything's red is tough because you're like, oh, my stock market's crashing. Katrina, it's scary. Exactly. It's scary. But that fear is where you make your money, right? Warren Buffett, famous quote, be greedy when others are fearful. So if you're looking at the market and you're scared, that's probably a really good time to buy, right? It's probably a really good time to buy. All right. No, I don't. I see some people asking me, do I think we just go up from here? I don't. I don't think that we just go up from here. I think that, that Could this bounce take us further? Yes. Could we go back to 400? Yes. But I think that once you get Q2 earnings, I think companies are going to start revising guidance, and you're going to get a lot of gap downs after earnings. I think Q2 earnings, a lot of stocks gap down after they report. So I think that puts pressure on the markets, starts to bring in, because right now the conversation is inflation has peaked, and that's what everyone's focused on. If companies in their Q2 earnings start saying that we're reducing guidance because we think a recession's coming, then the conversation is no longer going to be about inflation's peaked. The conversation is going to be the recession is coming. And that will bring the selling pressure back into the market. And then that's the push-pull that I was talking to you about, right? That's the push-pull. That's the bottoming process. Big moves up, big moves down, big moves up, big moves down. We started to get that, right? Look at June, right? Big moves down, big move up, right? Could this move up go a little bit further? Yes. And then could you get another big move down? Yes. Then could you get another big move up, right? Yes. Okay, that's the bottoming process that I believe this market's going to go through over the next, 4 to 5 weeks. 4 to 5. Do I think Apple will drop to 120? No, I don't. I don't think Apple gets to 120. No, I don't. $120 is a ways away. I don't think it goes that far. I don't think it goes that low. I don't think Apple gets to 120. I don't think so. Unfortunately, I don't think so. In other good news, all 34 U.S. banks passed the stress test today, which is always good. Banks are extremely strong today. Okay. Wells Fargo's up 7%. Goldman Sachs is a monster, up 5.5%. JP Morgan up big. Citigroup up big. Bank of America. Okay. All your banks are up today, as all of your banks passed the stress test. What is a stress test? Some of you may not know what that is. After 0809, the Federal Reserve implemented a new round of regulation against banks that required them to maintain higher levels of liquidity to avoid insolvency issues during moments of financial crisis. So during 0809, we had the TARP program. The TARP program is literally what saved the U.S. banking system. Otherwise, you were 48 hours away from going to the ATM machine and the banks being like, I'm sorry, we don't have your money. So the entire banking system was saved in 2008 with the TARP program. So after that, the Fed puts banks through, they're called stress tests. And the stress test is a series of scenarios of hypothetical scenarios that would be financial crisis and economic crisis globally. And they put banks through these tests to see, would the banks, are they over leveraged? Okay, do they have enough cash to cover any leverage that they have out there and any exposure? And they always need to make sure that they maintain a certain level of liquid capital to help them remain solvent during moments of significant distress. Okay, those are the stress tests. So and that's a thing that people have to realize about 08, 09. When people talk about, oh, this is going to be worse. No, it's not. It's not. I don't think, listen, the S&P went down about 55% from 08 to 09. I don't think we're going to be anywhere near 55% when this is all said and done with. 20 to 30, yes. 20 to 30%, yes. 55, no. No. I just don't think so. The underpinnings of the economy are just in much better shape. The financial system is in much better shape. I just don't see it. I'm sorry. I just, you can believe what you want, but you can have your opinions. That's your, I can have my opinions. That's what makes a market, right? You have to think right? I bought Snowflake at 116. You've got to think Snowflake's going to 80 to sell it to me at 116. I got to think it's going to 150 to buy it at 116, right? That's how markets work. So it's okay to have a difference of opinions, but I'll always give you guys, look, the market's going higher still, 389.25 now, new highs. Now we're going to be checking out. Now we're going to be checking out that 390 gap fill. It's a really strong day for the markets today. Really strong day for the market. So everything that I talked about in my live stream for the last 2 days, you're seeing it pan out. Literally, I came on this live stream on Wednesday and I said, the bottoming process has begun. And now 2 days later, the market is absolutely exploding. These things aren't coincidence. Pay attention to what's going on the macro scale. Commodity prices are crashing, right? That helps bring inflation numbers down. Inflation expectations and the consumer sentiment number actually was lower. We haven't had that in over a year. Trying to get caught up on some of these. So Music Mansion goes, wasn't it just yesterday you said that there would not be a recession? I never once said we were not going to have a recession. I've been saying for literally months that I believe we're going to have a recession. I've been saying that for literally months, and I still do believe that we go into a mild recession, a mild one. It's not going to be 2008 is the point that I'm trying to make. That's the point I'm trying to make. I don't believe this is going to be 2008, 2009. I know. But as I proved to you in 2009, the S&P went up over 20% in 1 year. And that was a bad recession. Okay. There's opportunity even if you have a recession. So I'm trying to explain to you. So I think the markets go higher next week. I'll tell you what. Sunday night, I'm going to be doing a live stream at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Okay. Where I'm going to go over for you my exact game plan on what I think the markets are going to do next week. We'll check the futures market when it opens up at 6 o'clock on Sunday. And I'm going live on this exact YouTube channel at 8:30 p.m. Eastern live. So go subscribe to the channel right now. Turn on your notifications so that you get notified when I go live Sunday at 8:30. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I think the markets do next week and exactly how I plan on making money from it. What about all the chatter about food supply shortages and how that's affecting farming and lack of crops that are being planted now? Yeah, I think we're going to have I think we are going to have a food shortage. I think we are going to have a food shortage. That food shortage is not going to really hurt the United States. It'll hurt the poorest countries in the world. Unfortunately, I believe that over the next 1 to 2 years, millions of people in the poorest countries in the world, I think millions of people are going to die of starvation. I do believe that. You're not going to have necessarily food shortages here in the United States, but stuff's going to cost more money, which is why I believe inflation is going to remain elevated for quite some time. Just because I think inflation is going to peak doesn't mean I think it's going to just come down. I think inflation is going to be sticky, where inflation will stop going up, but it's also not going to come down very quickly. That's sticky inflation. And I see elevated energy prices and I see elevated food prices for the foreseeable future. Even when oil stops, the move that it's had, obviously oil's come down a lot in the last couple of weeks, but I think oil settles in the 80s. I don't think oil goes back to $45 a barrel. I don't. So I think you're going to have energy and food prices are going to remain elevated for quite some time. And that's what is going to make inflation sticky. 800 points. 800-point gain in the Dow. Very, very, very strong close. Very strong close. 390. Tap it. Couple seconds. Tap it. 389.86. 390.07. There it is. There it is. There it is, folks. 390. There's your gap fill. Okay, there's your high. 390.09 is the high for the SPY. 390.09. Okay, 390.09. All right. So there you have it, folks. There it is. Had to go up there and fill that gap. You know what else? Doesn't this look like a reverse head and shoulders to you guys? Doesn't it look like an inverse head and shoulders to you? Does to me. Way to go, Willers. My man, TTG member. 12 green days in a row for Willers. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. Congrats, congrats, congrats. That's awesome. All right, guys, that's it. Markets are closed. Finishing the week off with finishing the week with a nice little green day here. I will update you guys on my trade, my swing trade. I'll update you guys on that next week. We'll see if we get some follow through. We'll see if we get that follow through. Someone said, how did we break 383, 384 so easily? We broke it so easily because that was the moment that the economic data came out, the consumer sentiment reading. That's why the markets were so strong today. Let me go back right here. That right there. Okay. This volume, that was the consumer sentiment release. Consumer sentiment was at, all-time lows. Okay. But the inflation expectation had actually moved down, which feeds into the thoughts that inflation has peaked. And if people think inflation has peaked, with commodity prices coming down, inflation expectations in the consumer sentiment report coming down, that brings in buyers. That brings in buyers. All right, guys. Well, Adam just left the live stream and said he's not talking to me for the moment. So I really don't give a damn. But we are now officially closed. Okay. Markets are closed. We had a big day here today. Yeah, I believe inflation has peaked. I believe it's peaked. That does not mean inflation that I believe is just going to just go straight down. But I do believe that the rate of increase has reached its peak. Okay, I do. All right. So that concludes that, folks. What I'd like to do here now, how many people, we have a lot, we have like 1,400 people that are on our live stream right now. Okay. I'm curious how many of you are not members of True Trading Group. If you're not a member, type the letters TTG in chat real quick. Type the letters TTG if you are not a member of True Trading Group. Just type the letters TTG if you're not a member of True Trading Group. Joe, can you do me a favor and also just take over for the child, please? Since he's no longer with us. Thank you. TTG Joe to the rescue. So yeah, guys, type the letters TTG if you're not a member. Kamal, Kevin, NJ, Krista, Lauren Sutherland. Lauren, welcome back. Your name is familiar. I'm pretty sure I've seen you on these live streams before. Tuan Lai. So, Mike, do you think earnings will bring us down to your 350 target? I mean, that's the only thing that would. I feel like at this point, you're going to get a real push-pull. I'll tell you this, if we get back into the 360s, I'm going to buy more in my long-term portfolio. I'm not going to wait for the 350s. I will buy more if we get into the 360s. And then if we do see 350s, that'll be the final buy really that I'm going to have. All my capital that I have on the sidelines will then be into the market at that point. Jeff Ward, welcome. Vic, how are you? All right, cool, guys. All right, guys, good. So there's a lot of new faces here that are not members of the TC fam. I'm really happy to see all of you here. I'm really happy to see all of you guys here on the live stream, and you guys are motivated and ready to learn and trying to take advantage of these opportunities in the market and make better financial decisions. And that's something that I think is important for people. And a lot of people get scared during these times, and they do the opposite of what they're supposed to do, which is they see the markets going down. They hear people on YouTube saying that there's a Great Depression coming, and everyone's like, oh, I better get out now before I lose my whole 401k. And they make the mistake and they sell at the bottom. And then the markets recover, and then the markets go back to all-time highs eventually. And then they say, oh, well, markets are at all-time highs. It's a good time to invest. And then they invest. The best example of that was the dot-com crash. Everybody waited for the dot-com bubble to burst. Everybody panicked and sold out of their stocks in the recession. Then they waited for the markets to go back to all-time highs in 2007. They're like, oh, the markets are doing well. They're back to all-time highs. I'm going to invest again in 2007. And then 2008 happened. They lost all their money again. That's why so many people are just so they think, oh, the market's a scam. No, it's not. You're just doing the exact opposite of what you're supposed to do. You're selling when the markets crash, and you're buying when the markets are all-time highs. It's the exact opposite of what you're supposed to do. Buy low, sell high is what people say. When the markets go down like this, I've been telling you this for months. I literally said every time the markets have gone down more than 20%, it's been a wealth building opportunity in the markets 100% of the time. And I've been telling you for weeks that this is the opportunity, that the opportunity is literally right here in front of your face right now. Window of opportunity is open, but closing. But no, people go on YouTube and they say, oh, well, this person said we're going to have a Great Depression. This person said unemployment's going to 11%. This person said the Dow's going back to 10,000. It's nonsense. It really is, man. It really is. Please make sure you understand the background of and the experience of the people that you're getting your information from, please. Guys, listen. Listen, so for those of you that are not members, okay, of True Trading Group, all right, for those of you that are not members in True Trading Group, I'm actually going to do something for you guys right now and I'm literally doing this purposely to piss off Adam. And this is actually why Adam just signed off the live stream. So those that are not members, you guys don't know this because Adam and I got into a little bit of a tissy today in chat. TT members, you guys know about this. So the last time that I did this, Adam got really pissed off. So I did it again. And I did it without him knowing. And I just had Sammer. So for those who don't know who Sammer is our lead developer in True Trading Group. So he actually writes all the code for our website, and he writes the code for all the tools and everything that you guys use on the platform. He codes all that stuff into the platform so that you guys can use it seamlessly without any issue. I had Sammer change the pricing without telling Adam. And I don't care. And I know that this pisses him off. And that's why Adam just signed off the live stream. He's not here. So what I'm actually going to do here today, okay, and I'm going to run this for the whole weekend. I'm going to do this for 4th of July. Okay. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm going to begin our 4th of July sale now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually drop, okay, what I'm going to do is, we agreed Adam and I agreed that we were going to start the July 4th sale on July 1st. That was the original plan that we had. So I am deviating from that plan, and I'm deciding without Adam's consent, which is why he's so mad at me, that I'm starting it today. So if you guys want to join True Trading Group and you want to learn how to take advantage of the opportunities that are in this market, you want to get access to platforms that you can use the same tools that professional traders use that help them make better decisions. Okay. Not only have I brought the sale forward, I've also reduced the price further than what we agreed to. So we were originally going to reduce the price down to $1,100 for the year on July 1st. Instead of that, I am reducing the price to $1,000 today, right here, right now, and I'm going to run that through this weekend. So if you are not a member of True Trading Group, you have a chance to get a 54% discount now. You're welcome. Okay. You can go to ttgoffer.com, use the code TTG121. You'll get a 54% discount. The cost of the membership is usually $2,212. This coupon code is going to be valid until Sunday at midnight or for the next 30 people, whichever comes first. I assure you by Sunday at midnight, okay, these spots will probably be completely filled. It's the next 30 people or Sunday at midnight, whichever comes first. $1,000. That is it. For the entire year, there are no upsells for courses. There's no upsells for tools. There are other things that cost more money, like Traderpalooza, lifetime membership, STR. But courses and tools, there are no upsells for those things ever when you join TTG. So you get access to the entire platform for a full year for $1,000. You go to ttgoffer.com and enter the coupon code TTG121 right now. If you're a trial member, you want this, I'll give it to you as well. I'll leave it for you until midnight on Sunday. You all have until midnight on Sunday to get it for $1,000. And then I'm literally just doing this to piss Adam off. So until Sunday at midnight, if you're a trial member, if you're currently a trial and you want this, you first have to log into your trial member dashboard. Log into your trial member dashboard, then click the big green join now button. Okay. Then enter TTG121 coupon code. I'm a past member. Can I benefit from this, Mike? Okay. All right. So hold on a second. So I'll get to that in just a moment. If you are currently a trial, log into your trial member dashboard. Okay. Log into your trial member dashboard, then click the big green join now button, then enter TTG121 coupon code. That's if you are currently a trial. Then you'll get the $1,000 price point. If you are a past member or a past trial member and you guys want to come back, you have to send a text message because we have to white label your email. Text 786-505-4221. The number's at the bottom of your screen. And if you do text that number, it goes directly to Adam. So make sure to tell him Mike said hello. If you do text 786-505-4221 because you are a past member or a past trial member and you want the $1,000 price point, just make sure to text Adam. And by the way, Mike said hello. And that'll really piss him off. Okay. So there you guys have it. $1,000. That's it. It's good till midnight. All right. You also get 2 private study groups with that membership. So you can, talk to one of the TTG mods, ask questions, go over lessons and topics that you're unsure about so we can speed up your learning curve. And you also get a double your money back guarantee. Listen to me very carefully, guys, because results matter at True Trading Group. Okay. And when I say results matter, I'm talking about your results in your P&L, not mine, not somebody's photoshopped brokerage statement on Twitter. Your actual P&L is what matters in True Trading Group. Okay. Your P&L. So if you go through our courses, pass our quizzes, and attend a study group, if you do those 3 things and do not make the $1,000 back at least once during your membership, then at the end of your year membership, I will give you $2,000. I'm dead serious. I'll give you double your money back. You're paying $1,000 today. If you don't make $1,000 after doing those 3 things at least once, I'll give you $2,000 in return at the end of your membership. That is how much I believe in our ability to help you become successful. I see the results our members have. Chances are you're not going to need this money back guarantee because we have a 2.41% refund rate since 2016 and a 78% retention rate. That means 78% of our members are making money. Okay. 78% of our members are renewing their membership or upgrading to a lifetime member. But speaking of members that are making money, let me actually prove to you that results matter, right? And the bottom line is that the majority of our members are making money, becoming better traders. And if you don't believe me, just pay attention as I ask. Guys, members, I'm talking to members directly. If you're a member, are you making money and becoming better traders because of TTG? It's a very simple question. If the answer is yes, I just want you to type a $ in chat right now. Anyone that's not a member and is contemplating joining this platform, just pay attention to the $ that come through on this side of the screen. Now, you're not just joining True Trading to get my trade alerts. That's not what True Trading Group is. Yes, I give you all of my alerts in real time. Yes, the 8 other professional traders give you their alerts in real time. But the value of the TTG platform is in the education and the tools that are available. The education that I received working at a fund in New York, the tools that professional traders use to make better decisions. You have access to that information and that data. That is how we improve the chances of your success. And that is how we level the playing field for the retail trader. That is why so many of these people are typing the $. They found us the same way you did one of these live streams. There's no difference between them and you. They had small accounts. They had full-time jobs. They had no experience. They've lost money before. But yet now they're typing the $ telling you that they're making money. Matt Miller says, yep, today was my second green week in a row. That's a major turning point for me. Congratulations on the milestone. A lot of members have had milestones this year. A lot. The market's down 20%, but yet members are having milestones. Guys, type the number 1 if you've achieved a milestone this year. And maybe tell me what it is. What is your milestone? Biggest day ever, biggest week ever, biggest month ever, 7 days in a row, green, or whatever your milestone is. Go ahead, sound off. Type the number 1. Tell me what was your milestone. I want to see how many members actually achieved milestones this year. Shows progress, shows development, shows success. Shows people and members are getting better. That's what this is all about. That's what the TTG platform is. Not to mention you're joining a group of traders and investors that are like-minded. 5 weeks green in a row. Personal best. $200 now above 1,000. That's amazing. You started with just $200, and in 5 weeks, it is now at 1,000. That's incredible. Look at this, $5,000 in 1 day. Consistent monthly goal, biggest month of my career. I went over the PDT rule. Absolutely incredible. 2 months green at $8,000 in 1 day. Jimmy, my boy, how are you, man? 7 green weeks out of 8 for Jen. Zone Trader has been trading for over 2 years, and finally, the last few months are all profitable. Biggest month ever for Miss Risha. Biggest win and his first profitable month ever for Emmanuel. 7 straight winning trades and counting for BB Nation. Just incredible. And that's another point. Like, a lot of people think that, I can't do this if I don't have tens and thousands of dollars. Not true. You just saw Casey, $200. That's all they started with. How many of you started with less than $1,000 in your account? If you started with less than $1,000 in your trading account when you joined True Trading Group, tell me where you are today and tell me what you started with. What did you start with and where are you today? This is for members. If you started with less than $1,000 in your account, where are you today? Okay, what did you start with and where are you today? Curious to see how many of you started with small accounts and that are now taking their trading to the next level. Oh, that's incredible. Tommy T goes, I paid off debt with money I made trading. Then I went back with $3,000 and now I'm back up to just under $10,000 from that 3K. That's incredible. Firefighter Greg started with $800 1.5 months ago, is now at $3,500. Great job, Firefighter Greg. Christopher West had a $300 account. Now he's over 600. Bruce Sear started with just $500, is now well over. You guys get the point. I don't need to keep reading a lot of these comments, but you guys get the point, right? You see how a lot of members are, making money even while they have, small accounts. Okay. So again, guys, you have a chance right now. Go to ttgoffer.com, use the coupon code TTG121, and that'll get you the $1,000 price point. This is good until Sunday at midnight or until the next 30 people, okay, claim this offer. This is a 54% discount. All right. And then don't forget you have the, oh, wow. Jimmy Benson goes, I paid for my daughter's college with gains I made with TTG. That's incredible. Jimmy, I'm proud of you, man. Congratulations. That's a hell of an accomplishment. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for your daughters. I'm happy for your family. That's incredible. That's a beautiful thing. Let me tell you guys actually what you get access to when you join the TTG platform, right? Because, you're not just getting the courses, right? You're getting tools and resources that professional traders use that help them make better decisions. Okay. So let me actually show you the entire platform that is True Trading Group. So you guys can see for yourself exactly what you're getting access to, because the tools that you get access to on the platform are going to cost you over $5,000 a year if you pay for them on your own. Okay. Don't do that. We've spent years building relationships with all these companies so that we can offer their products on our platform at no additional cost to you. There are no upsells for courses or tools in TTG. Yes, there's other things that cost more money, like a lifetime membership or a Trader Palooza event, but tools and courses are all included for the $1,000. You don't pay extra for any of it. Whether you join TTG or not, you're going to need this stuff. You need a news feed. You need a scanner. You need a screener. You need analyst ratings. You need unusual options activity. You need dark pool data. You need social sentiment scanners. You need these things. You want to make money. You want to become successful. You want to actually succeed at this. You can't do it half-assed. You can't just go on Reddit and see what Mambo Jam's Kitty Cat told you to buy today. You've got to get access to the information and the tools that successful traders are using that helps them make better decisions. That's what you get when you join our platform. Now, let me show you what some of this stuff looks like, right? Of course, you're going to get our chat room. Our chat room is where the mods share their screen. We're live on the mic. We're there with you from pre-market till after hours. We have a mobile app that lets you be in front of your computer. I mean, even if you're not in front of your computer, you can still follow along with what it is that we're doing in chat. Okay. If you can listen to music at work, you can listen to our mobile app. That's how so many of our members are able to do this while they work full-time jobs. The majority of our members, we have over 9,500 members. Most of them have full-time jobs, and the mobile app has a lot to do with that because you get real-time push notifications whenever one of our mods enters or exits a trade. You also get the 2 private study groups. I told you guys about that, right? So we can speed up your learning curve, okay? But you also get the Benzinga newsfeed. Benzinga's newsfeed is a live up-to-the-second news alert service. Okay. The speed of which you get your news matters. If you went to Benzinga directly, it's going to cost you about $1,400 a year to have access to this. It is included with your membership to True Trading Group, and I'm offering you a chance at a membership right now for just $1,000. You also get Trading Views charting software. They're premium charting software. That'll cost you a few $100 a year. It's free with your membership. The Trade Ideas Scanner is the industry standard scanner to make sure you're always focused on the hottest stocks during the day. This will cost you a few $100 a year. It streams for free on our platform every day. We have a simulator that lets you trade stocks and options with fake money so you can practice. It's used at universities across the country and costs just under $1,000 a year. Don't do that. It's free with your membership. We also have our own scanner that lets you build custom scans like FinViz and lets you scan for crypto. You get unusual options, activity, dark pool data. This stuff used to only be available to professionals. Now you have access to it to help you make better decisions. We have a trading journal that tracks all your trading so you can see what you're doing wrong. A social sentiment scanner that goes through Reddit, stock tweets, and Twitter and tells you what ticker symbols are mentioned most. A daily watch list. Every day the mods publish a watch list with our game plan on how we intend on trading the stocks that we're focused on. And then you have all the courses. The courses are a simplified and expanded upon version I learned working at the fund. There's beginner and foundation courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto. It's all in text and video, whatever's easier for you to learn. There are no upsells for courses. Every single course is included for the $1,000. Then we have a video library that's got nearly 300 hours of additional workshops and webinars that we've covered, like how to grow a small account, how to trade while working a full-time job, how to resist FOMO, just to name a few. And then you can attend all of these workshops live when you guys become a full-time member. Okay? That's it, folks. It's time you invested in something real, something that actually gives you a chance of achieving your goals. Now, I can't promise you success. I can't guarantee you'll be successful just because you join True Trading Group. But I can guarantee that by joining True Trading Group, I can guarantee you a real chance at developing the skills that are needed to become successful, as long as you're willing to put in a little bit of effort. And I can guarantee you, if you don't make the $1,000 at least once join your membership after going through our courses, quizzes, and study group, I'll give you $2,000 at the end of our membership. That's the double your money back guarantee. There's not a single other company out there that would do that. You got to ask yourself why that is. And lastly, I can guarantee you that the day you join True Trading Group, the day you join a community of over 9,500 members that actually give a damn whether you succeed or fail. The ball's in your court. The choice is up to you. Sit back, keep listening. Sit back, keep listening to the people on YouTube that are trying to scare you, telling you the market's going to go down 80%, or get educated to make a decision for yourself, to take advantage and seize the opportunity that this market has presented to you. The code word for tonight, my TC fam, the code word for tonight is Adam. This is code word number 14 of 18. If you're not a member, don't worry about this. This is for members only. Okay. This is for members only. Don't worry about this. All right. We do a lot of fun giveaways with members. This is actually part of a $5,000 giveaway we do with members. Code word for tonight is Adam. This is code word number 14 of 18. Code word is Adam. Really pouring salt on the wound for him there. All right, guys. So that's it. Remember, ttgoffer.com, TTG121 coupon code, 54% discount, drops the price of just a measly $1,000. That price is good until Sunday at midnight or until the next 30 people subscribe. You'll know that you're getting the $1,000 price point if you go to ttgoffer.com and you enter the code TTG121 and click apply code. If the price shows $1,000, that means you are one of the 30 people and you are good to go. If you are a trial member and you want to take advantage of the $1,000 price point, you go to your member dashboard, log in, then click the big green join now button, then enter TTG121 coupon code. If you are a past member or a past trial member and you want this $1,000 price point, you send a text message to 786-505-4221. That's 786-505-4221. We have to white label your email address again, since you've already had an account with us. And if anyone has questions about the membership, if you are unsure about something, you're having a hard time signing up, you can text that number as well. And Adam will be more than happy to help you all through whatever it is you need help with. If you're still unsure about the membership, we do have a free 7-day trial. It's 7 days, totally free. Don't wait till Monday. Do it now. The weekends and holidays do not count against your 7 days. It is a free 7 trading days with us. Go to ttgthree.com, ttgthree.com. No credit card required, name and email, and you guys can get your butts in chat. And I will see you all Sunday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, live for the True Trading Group YouTube channel, live stream, where I'm going to tell you about what I think markets do next week and how I plan on making money. Thanks a lot, folks. That's it. That does it for me. Enjoy your weekend. Subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, turn on your notifications. I'll see you guys all Sunday night.